I was born with dust in my veins, raised on thunder, gasoline. Every mile I bled is carved out my right. They told me, sit down, boy, learn your place. But I walk through storms with a smile on my face. You can bend this frame, but it won't ever break. 'Cause my soul's been tempered in the fire it takes. I never learned to fall, never learned to crawl, stand 10 feet tall when the night starts to fall. You can throw your stones, try to steal my soul, but I was born outlaw. I never learned to fall. In the dirt, but I still plant seeds. I carry the weight of 1,000 leaves. Ain't no choir singing me through the pain. Just a 6-string roll and a runaway train. I'm the echo of voices that never came back, in the spine of a world gone black. If it's me in the dark, you can bet I'll win. 'Cause I've stared down here till they call me king. I never learned to fall, never learned to crawl, stand 10 feet tall when the night starts to fall. You can throw your stones, try to steal my soul, but I was born outlaw. I never learned to fall. This is for the broken, the beaten, the scarred, for the heart still pounding when the road gets hard. We ain't saints, but we ain't ashamed. We're the wild ones riding with fire in our name. I never learned to fall.
To the ancestors, known and unknown, Ashe. To the gods, known and unknown, Ashe. All the praise, all the glory, be to the Most High. What's going on, guys? It's your favorite Cosmic Warrior, back at you with another Galactic Transmission. Today we're going to pick up on, back up on the PC Sophia, and we're going to get into Book 2. This Book 2 is chapters 63 to 101. We'll probably go to like chapter 80. That's a good couple pages. Chapter 63. It came to pass that Yeshua sat with his disciples and said to them, "Now the time has come for me to speak to you of the story of PC Sophia, how she fell from her place in the heights, and how she cried out to the light, seeking to return." He continued, "In the beginning, Sophia was in the 13th aeon, near the veil of the treasury of light. She looked upward and saw the light of the heights, and longed for it with all her being. But she moved without the command of the first mystery. She acted alone, and because of that, she lost her place. Yeshua looked at his disciples and said, 'Sophia desired the light so deeply that she poured herself out towards it, not realizing that there were powers below that would see her longing and try to use it against her. And so she fell,' he said, 'trapped by the false light of the self-willed one, a power that had taken taken form to deceive. It shone with the light like the truth, but it was empty, without source, without life. And when Sophia reached towards it, she was pulled down. He paused and added, she became bound by the chaos beneath the aeons. And there she cried out, not once, but many times. And the first mystery heard her voice. And now I will reveal to you everything that happened to her, and how she will rise again. Chapter 64. Yeshua said to his disciples, when Sophia fell from her place in the heights, she was cast into the chaos below the 12 aeons. And there, in the darkness, she was surrounded by powers that sought to consume her light. He continued, she cried out, longing to return to the light she had once known. But her voice was not heard by the rulers of the aeons, for they did not care. They saw her fall as a weakness, and the powers of chaos tried to trap her even more deeply, trying to steal what little light remained in her. Yeshua looked at his disciples and said, Sophia did not fall because of evil. She fell because of longing for the pure light above. But in reaching for it, without the permission of the first mystery, she became vulnerable to deception. And so, the self-willed one, the false light, appeared. It pretended to shine like the true light, but it had no root. And when she turned towards it, she was drawn into illusion. He paused and added, Sophia became confused, her light dimmed, but she did not forget. Even in the chaos, she remembered the light, and so she began to sing, a cry of longing, a hymn of return. Again and again, she raised her voice to the heights. Yeshua said, and though the aeons ignored her, the first mystery did not. Her voice passed through every realm until it reached the place of truth. And now I will tell you her song, the prayer of the soul in exile. Chapter 65. When Yeshua said to his disciples, when Sophia realized she had been deceived and cast into the chaos, she raised her voice to the light with deep sorrow and longing. This was her first prayer. O light of the heights, in whom I placed my trust, hear me now. I lift my eyes towards your brilliance and longed to reach you. But I was misled. A false light appeared before me, imitating your glory. I believed it was you. And reaching for it, I fell. And now I am trapped in the depths. The powers of chaos rose against me. They stripped me of my robe of light, stole my strength, and left me weak and bare. I am alone, surrounded by beings who do not know you. They rejoice in my downfall and claim me as their own, saying, she has fallen from the light. She belongs to us now. But they are wrong. My soul still remembers you. I have not forgotten the true light. Even now, from this place of confusion and suffering, I cry out to you. Turn not away from me. Let your radiance shine again upon me. Stretch out your hand and lift me from the chaos. Return to me the robe I lost. Restore to me my place above. Do not let those who hate me continue to mock. Do not let their false power rise over me. Let those who love your name rejoice in my rescue. And I, though I am wounded and weary, will wait for you. For you are my salvation. You will not leave me here. Come quickly, O light. Yeshua said, this was the first of Sophia's cries, spoken not in pride, but in remembrance. And even before the light appeared to her, her voice had reached its source. Chapter 60. Yeshua said to his disciples, after Sophia had spoken her first cry, she remained in the chaos, waiting for a sign from the light. Though no immediate answer came, she did not lose hope. In her stillness, she lifted her voice again, and this was her second prayer. O light, I have trusted in your truth from the beginning. Do not leave me here among shadows. My enemies surround me, the ones who took my robe and rejoiced in my fall. Do not let them celebrate over me. Let those who hope in you not be put to shame because of my weakness. Let those who love your light not be mocked for my sake. I have not turned to another. My heart still belongs to you. It was in longing for your brilliance that I stepped from my place and was deceived. Do not hide your face from me. Do not delay your mercy. I am hemmed in by darkness and the powers that seek to consume the last of my light. Still I cry to you. You are my strength, my truth, my only salvation. Let those who hate me be covered in confusion. Let their words fall empty. Let the one who deceived me be stripped of his illusion. I will not stop waiting. Even here, in this depth, I lift my voice to you. You are my help. You are my rescue. Do not be far from me, for only your light can bring me home. Yeshua said, this was the second cry of Sophia, spoken from the pain of her fall, yet filled with unwavering hope. And even though she had not yet seen the light, her voice had already stirred the realms above. Chapter 67. Yeshua said to his disciples, after her second cry went unanswered, and the chaos continued to press in around her, Sophia raised her voice a third time. Her heart was still longing for the light, even though her strength was growing weak. This is what she prayed. O light, my refuge and my trust, hear me now in my sorrow. I am in the depths, and my soul is crushed. My robe is gone, and the strength that once held me is fading. The darkness closes in, and the powers of the chaos press down upon me. Still I remember you. Still I lift my voice. Do not abandon me. Do not hide your face from me, for I have no one else. I was deceived, yes, but it was because I longed for your brightness. My desire was true, even if my vision was clouded. I saw a false light, and I reached for it, thinking it was yours. That is how I fell. That is how I came to be trapped here. The false power has surrounded me. It took joy in my fall. The rulers of chaos say, she is ours now, and they mock your name. They rejoice in my suffering, but they do not know the truth. My heart is still yours. My voice still calls out to you. Even if I am broken, I am not lost. Even if I am weak, I have not forgotten. O light, come quickly. Deliver me from the ones who gloat over me. Let those who seek to devour me be cast down. Let their laughter turn to silence. Let those who have stolen from me be stripped of what they took. But those who love you, let them rejoice when they see me lifted up again. Let them praise your name when I return. I have waited for you. I have not turned to another. In your name alone I trust. You are my rescuer, and my salvation is with you. Do not delay, for I am near the end. The chaos is closing in. Come to me, O light, and restore what has been lost. Yeshua said, this was the third prayer of Sophia, deeper than the ones before it. It came from a place of true recognition, where all pride had fallen away. And though she was still in the midst of the chaos, her voice reached higher, drawing closer to the heart of the light. Chapter 68. Yeshua said to his disciples, when Sophia saw that the light had not yet responded to her third cry, she did not give up. Her sorrow deepened, but so did her longing. And in that sorrow, she raised her voice a fourth time from the chaos. O light, my strength and my hope, do not let those who hate me triumph. They circle me like vultures, waiting to see me fall further. They laugh at my pain and whisper, she is defeated, but I am not. Though I have fallen, I still believe in you. Though my strength is small, my heart is fixed on your brightness. They rejoice over me without reason. They slander me, speaking lies against my soul. They twist my longing into shame and my suffering into failure. But you, O light, you know the truth of my heart. You know that I sought you sincerely, even if I moved before I was sent. Do not let their joy over my fall last. Let their deceit be exposed for what it is. They have spoken words that were never true. They called me sister of the darkness, but I am yours. I belong to the light. I left my place only because I yearned for you. Do not let Do not let their mockery drown out my voice. Do not let their cruelty be the last word spoken over me. Rise up, O light. Judge with justice. Do not let the false powers remain unchallenged. Speak on my behalf. Show them that I am not forgotten, that your light cannot be mocked, that your mercy still reaches into the lowest places. Let those who love you rejoice when I rise. Let all who hope in your name say, Blessed is the light who rescues. And I will praise you again. I will speak your name in the heights and in the depths, for you have not abandoned me. You have heard me, and you will lift me up. Yeshua said, this was Sophia's fourth cry, a cry not only of grief, but of defiance. She rejected the voice of the false powers, and she refused to forget who she truly was. And though the light remained hidden for a little while longer, her prayer did not go unnoticed. The one who hears from the silence was listening. Chapter 69. Yeshua said to his disciples, after her fourth prayer, Sophia remained in the chaos. The powers continued to oppress her, but her heart did not grow cold. She lifted her voice a fifth time, and her words were like a song rising from the depths. O light, my Savior, you are the one I trusted when I was in my place above. Now I cry out to you from this pit, surrounded by shadows. My soul is weighed down, my strength is gone. I thirst for your presence. My tears have become my food, day and night. And those who hate the light mock me, saying, where is your God now? I remember the days when I stood in joy, when I walked in the brightness of your realms, when I sang with those who praised your name. Now I am cast low, I am stripped of glory, and chaos swallows me. Yet I speak to my soul and say, hope again. Look to the light. You will praise again. O light, my soul is troubled within me. The waves of the abyss have crashed over me. One sorrow follows another. The depths have closed in around me, and I feel lost. But I still remember you. Even from here, I lift my voice to the heights. Even now, I long for your mercy to rise like the dawn. My soul thirsts for the living light, like dry ground thirsts for rain. When will I see your face again? When will your glory return to me? I am forgotten by those who once walked with me. My enemies surround me daily. They accuse and devour. They say, she is one of us now, but I am not. I never was. Let not my sorrow be in vain. Let not my cry go unanswered. Even if I am broken, I know who I am. I was made from light. I was sent by the heights, and I belong to you. Come to me. Let your face shine upon me again. Let your voice quiet the storm. Let your hand lift me from the sea of confusion. Why are you cast down, O my soul? Why are you in turmoil within me? Hope in the light, for I shall yet praise the one who rescues me, my true salvation. Yeshua said, this was Sophia's fifth song of repentance, and it was deeper than those before it. Her cry was not just of sorrow, it was worship. Even in the chaos, she remembered the glory of the light, and she praised it. And her words moved through all the realms, rising even to the place of the first mystery. Chapter 70. Yeshua said to his disciples, after Sophia had spoken her fifth prayer, the self-willed one, who had taken her light, grew angry. He summoned the powers of the chaos and said to them, strengthen your grip on Sophia. Don't let her escape. Her light is ours now. And the rulers of chaos moved against her. They tried to pull her down even farther, hoping to silence her and keep her from rising. Yeshua said, but Sophia did not stop. Even as the darkness grew stronger around her, she continued to look towards the light, and her voice would not be silenced. Chapter 71. Yeshua said to his disciples, after Sophia was attacked again by the powers of the self-willed one, she did not give up and she did not give in to despair. Though weakened, she lifted her voice once more, and this was her sixth prayer. O light, I cry to you again. My path is hidden, and I cannot find my way out of this chaos. My strength is scattered like dust. My power has been drained by those who hate you. They rejoice in my fall and believe they have claimed me. But they are wrong. My hope remains in you. Do not forget me. My voice rises to you in the midst of shadows. My hands reach out towards your brightness. The ones who rule here want to silence me. They have robbed me of my light, but not of my longing. They say, let her be crushed. Let her vanish in this darkness. But I belong to the light. O source of my life, do not remain far from me. Come quickly, reveal your face. Let your power move through this place. Confuse those who have risen against me. Let their words fall back on them. Let them be stripped of the illusion by which they deceive and devour. The powers who oppress me are proud. They say, she will never rise again. But you are greater than their pride. You are deeper than their shadows. Let your justice shine. Let your presence scatter the darkness. I long for your robe to be returned to me. I long for your light to wrap me once more. I do not ask this for my name's sake, but for yours, that your light may be glorified, even here in the lowest places. Let those who wait for you rejoice with me when I am restored. Let those who hope in you say, blessed is the light who never forgets. I will praise you even now. I will sing your name from the midst of the chaos. For though I am not yet lifted up, I know you have heard me. I know your mercy is on the way. I will not stop hoping. I will not stop calling. Yeshua said, this was Sophia's sixth song of repentance, offered not in comfort, but in struggle. And yet her words rang with clarity and truth. The more the chaos tried to bury her, the more deeply her soul reached for the light. And because she did not give up, her voice pierced through the realms, drawing even closer to the source of all mercy. Chapter 72. Yeshua said to his disciples, after Sophia had spoken her sixth prayer, the self-willed one once again grew enraged. Seeing that her hope in the light had not faded, he summoned even more powers of the chaos and commanded them to drag her down further and to take from her even what little light remained. And so they rushed upon her with fury, surrounding her from all sides, attempting to extinguish her completely. But though they pressed in, Sophia did not stop looking towards the light. Her trust remained unbroken, and the song in her heart had not yet ended. Chapter 73. Yeshua said, and so from that place of even deeper distress, Sophia lifted her voice for the seventh time. She cried out to the light once more. O light, do not abandon me now. I am in the heart of chaos, surrounded by enemies who rejoice in my suffering. They seek to finish what they started, to erase my name, to silence my voice. But still I remember you. Still I trust in your brightness. You are my hope, the one I called to in the heights. Shine into this depth. Pull me out. Let your glory rise within me again, and scatter the darkness that clings to me. I belong to no one but you. Chapter 74. Yeshua said to his disciples, now listen closely, for this was Sophia's seventh song of repentance, offered in the face of her greatest torment. Even as the powers raged against her and tried to pull her into despair, she lifted her heart to the light, and her words carried power. O light, you are my strength, my deliverer. Why have you turned your face from me? Why must I feel so alone in this place where shadows devour and mock? My soul aches with longing. My voice has grown hoarse from crying out. Yet still I speak your name. My enemies surround me daily. They whisper that I am forgotten. They say, she is cut off from the light. There is no one coming for her. But they lie. I know your mercy has no end. I know your arm is not too short to save. You have not forsaken me. You are only hidden. My soul is weighed down, but I will not let go. I remember the joy of your presence, the songs I once sang in the heights. I remember the peace of being clothed in light. Let that memory be my anchor now. Let your truth be my path in this night. Rise up, O light. Look upon my affliction. Scatter the forces that hate you and rejoice in my fall. Let them be exposed, not because I wish them harm, but so that your justice may be revealed. Show them that your mercy lifts up the humble and restores the fallen. Those who have watched in silence, who have waited for me to rise, let them rejoice when they see your light shine on me again. Let your name be glorified in my restoration, for I do not ask for myself alone, but that all who wander may know the light never forgets its own. Yeshua said, this was her seventh cry, spoken with more power than before. In it, Sophia did not simply plead for rescue. She affirmed her belonging, and this affirmation carried weight in the higher realms. Though she was still surrounded by the forces of chaos, the light had drawn even closer to her soul. Chapter 75. Yeshua said to his disciples, after her seventh song of repentance, Sophia remained surrounded by the forces of chaos, still pressed down by the self-willed one. And yet, from that darkness, she lifted her voice for the eighth time. O light, I have cried out to you from the depths, and I trust that you have heard me. Even if I do not yet see your face, I know that you are near. My soul longs for your presence more than watchmen wait for the morning. Let your mercy come quickly. The rulers of the aeons continue to press against me. They say I have no place with you. They say my light is theirs now, but they do not understand. My heart has never left you. You are my true dwelling. You are the source of all light, and I belong to you. Let your compassion teach me. Let your justice scatter those who have risen against me without cause. Even now I will praise you, for I believe you are coming to restore me. Chapter 76. Yeshua said, when Sophia had spoken from her eighth prayer, her voice stirred in the realms once more. The self-willed one heard her and grew furious. He summoned a host of chaotic powers and commanded them to bind her more tightly. The powers rushed against her, determined to silence her completely. They took her strength, her movement, her light, yet still she did not curse the light. Still she remained where she had come from. Yeshua said, though she was now weaker than before, her voice did not fail, and in her heart she prepared to cry out again. Chapter 77. Yeshua said to his disciples, and so, from that even darker place, Sophia lifted her voice for the ninth time. O light, many times have I cried out to you. I will not stop now. Though the powers rise against me again and again, I still remember your mercy. Though my strength fades, I will speak your name until the end. Do not let them take my soul. Do not let them destroy the last of my light. I have suffered deeply, and the pit grows colder around me. But even if no one stands with me, you remain my refuge. Let your light break through this darkness. Let the ones who hate your name be silenced, not by force, but by truth. Let them see that I have not forgotten you, that you, O light, have not forgotten me. Restore my robe. Bring back the crown that once adorned me. Let your name be glorified through my rising. For I have trusted you, even in my depths, and I will trust you still. Yeshua said, this ninth prayer, like those before it, was not lost. It rose through the aeons and moved the first mystery. The time of her deliverance was drawing near. Chapter 78. Yeshua said to his disciples, after Sophia had spoken her ninth prayer, her cry continued to rise upward, but the self-willed one, refusing to let go, grew more violent. He summoned the chaotic powers once again, commanding them to bind her even more tightly and steal the last of her light. The dark powers rushed upon her and threw her into the even deeper anguish. They took the little light that remained in her and rejoiced, believing they had triumphed. But even as her strength faded, Sophia's memory of the light did not leave her. Yeshua said she was brought lower than ever before, yet her soul did not turn from the light. And in the midst of the torment, she lifted her voice for the 10th time. Chapter 79. And Sophia spoke, O light, I have cried out to you from every place. And now, from the lowest depth, I call again. My voice has not changed, though my strength is gone. You are still my refuge, even as I am surrounded by those who hate you. The powers that mock your name celebrate around me. They say, where is the light now? They believe I am abandoned, but I know you hear me, even in silence. I know your justice is not far off. Let your power rise like fire through the chaos. Let the shadows flee before you. Restore the robe they stole from me. Let your mercy be seen, not for my sake, but for the sake of your glory. They rejoice over me in cruelty. They trap me with lies. They claim I was never yours, but you know the truth. You are the one who shaped my soul. Do not let them destroy your own. Bring me back into your radiance. Lift me into your presence, and I will sing your name again, not from sorrow, but from joy. Yeshua said, this was her 10th cry, the prayer of a soul pressed to the limit, yet unwavering in faith. Her voice, though weakened, burned with truth, and the light was drawing near. Chapter 80. Yeshua said, after Sophia had spoken this prayer, the self-willed one grew alarmed. He feared she might be rescued, so he called upon all the powers of chaos, those who served him, those who had taken Sophia's light, and commanded them to gather together and crush her completely. They obeyed him. They swarmed around her with wrath, binding her, choking her strength, and flooding her with despair. They rejoiced, believing they had finally silenced her once and for all. But even surrounded and broken, Sophia's voice was not lost. In her heart, the memory of the light still burned, and though her enemies could not hear it, the heavens did. Yeshua said, she did not speak her next prayer aloud, but the first mystery saw the cry of her soul. For even when her voice could no longer rise, her devotion remained, and that silent cry shook the depths of the aeons. But what I'm keep being reminded of is, after every rise, after every, but it's alignment. It's in the chaos. It's just the chaos of life. It's never losing sight of the Most High. But when you stand 10 toes down, with your eyes set on the Most High, yeah, it pisses them off, and they're gonna come back, even stronger. Gonna come back even stronger, but it's tests. Are you gonna keep your eyes on the Most High? Are you gonna, but it's, sometimes the pits that we find ourselves into, sometimes they seem deeper, but other times, when we really take the time to look at the pits that we're in, we can look back and reflect and look at the other pits that we've been in. It's like, damn, well, that pit was deeper, that pit was bigger, that pit was, you know what I mean? It's but it's, you look at it many different ways. I've made it out of deeper pits. I've made it out of, sometimes it could be shallower pits, but I was weaker. Maybe we're in the deeper pits, but we were stronger then. But we got ourselves out of the deep pit. Now we're a little weaker. Now we fall into smaller pits, and now it's still hard to climb out because we're weaker, right? But it's still possible, But it's not pulling on our own strength. It's not, but it's also, but what it's like our intuition. It's like, the guided steps. It's the way that we might be weak, and so every step has to matter. It's observing. We're moving quickly, but I trust my intuition. My intuition, I'm observing the steps in front of me, and it says, this is where I plant my foot. And I plant my foot there, and it's firm, because it's based upon my intuition and the Most High. And then into the next one, and then even when I couldn't find the strength, we always have everything that we need. We always have everything. But sometimes we just have what we need to make it out of the pit. You know, we don't have the strength to make it out of the pit and make it to the finish line. We make it out of the pit and we fall down and we need a break. We need to recharge, but we made it out. You know, but it's, you know, but it's in that time. Do we sit there and the woe is me and I had to go into this pit, and or is I was blessed with the opportunity to go into this pit and rely on you. And but for what? But let it not be just for me, but let it be an example to others. You know, you're not just doing it for me. You're doing it to an example to others. You know, that you are real. You know, but it's also, you belong to me now, consumed by the darkness. Fuck off. I belong to the light. You know, the light cannot be consumed by darkness. You know, it may seem like it gets dimmer and dimmer and dimmer, but it cannot extinguish. It cannot go out, only if you allow it to. Only if you lose sight. Only by your will, by your choices, by your thoughts, by your decisions, by your judgment. You know, the power of our mind. You know, but the mockery. You know, it's funny because, like, you know, you get yourself out of the pits, and it's all praise be. All praise be. But it's, yeah, look at them, all praise be, look at you. And then, but then it's, Father, forgive them, for they do not know. But the example, some people do know. Some people know exactly what you've been through. Some people know that if they were put in the same situation, there's no fuck of a way they would have chose to continue to persevere through it. And because of their lack of choosing to persevere through it, they know that they would never have made it through. They don't have the strength. But if we're relying on ourselves, none of us have the strength. But it's interesting. It's the mockery. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. It's, but people will look at you acting out of alignment, acting out of faith, acting out of, knowings. And it's, but it's the people that, it's their false belief systems that they've, bought into. Like, they're fully committed in. They're fully invested into the false belief systems. And why? Because man gives you gold stars, because man gives you raises, because man tells you that you're successful, and man's false, systems. It makes you think that you're successful, but then you're going to mock those that are acting out of alignment, universal alignment, true alignment, you know what I mean? And it doesn't make sense. To those people. It couldn't. They don't have the eyes to see. They're covered behind so many veils of deceit. They think that they know who they are. I'm a PhD, I'm a this, I'm a that. Who are you? All they know who they are is by man's systems, not by the Most High's. Interesting. It's when you get to heaven's gates, will God even recognize you? You spend your whole time living in hell, thinking that you're going to die and go to hell, just to find back you're going to go back to the hell, because you couldn't observe that the hell you're in as what it is. It's hell. But it's a mindset. Heaven, a mindset. It's choosing to see the best. But to see the best, it's interesting. You can see everyone's greatest potential, but, chances are this isn't the timeline where they choose it. Because many are called, few are chosen. We're all called, but we don't answer the call because, the call requires us to do things that we don't feel like doing. Which, to each his own. Those are your choices that you make. I'm not accountable for your choices. I'm accountable for my own. That's what I fixate on. Helping people, yes, but at what cost? It's some people just don't want to be helped, but they do. But it's interesting too. The help that we offer people, are we actually helping them, or are we just enabling them? It's sometimes help comes in the sense of tough love. Sometimes help comes in the sense of, I see that you're refusing to learn the lesson, so I'm going to kind of force you into it. And by forcing it into you, it's not necessarily doing something ill to someone. It's just removing, the things that we used to do, the ways that we would, we see how they're harming themselves, and so we use our energy to help prevent them from harming themselves. But if I'm making you aware of it and pointing it out to you and making it very clear, you see this, I'm putting it in your face, you have to see this, you see it, right? And then confirmation, yes, I see it. Well, after that point, I've done all I can do. It's up to you. It's teaching people how to fish, not fishing for them. It's... But codependency. Now look at the society we live in. It's they want us, they want us dependent on the government, so we'll be compliant with whatever they tell us to do, whatever they demand us, as if they have any authority over us. They do when we give it to them. By not knowing your rights, by not standing in your rights, by not, using your rights, you lose them. And they bank on you not knowing your rights. All these systems, they're based, our laws, it's maritime laws. Maritime, the law of the sea, not the law of the land. The law of the land is the natural man, which is what we are. We're natural men. But then you wonder, why, on every government document, your name is in capital letters, because that's the corporation that was given to you, when you're birthed out of the birth canal. It's maritime law. That's how they, birth certificates, a certificate of birth, it's like a ship. These are the things that you need to know, because this is the society, these are the things that we engage in. And if we're not, a lot of times we're not even aware of what we're engaging in. We're not aware of our rights. We're not aware. Oh, it's interesting, but it's wearing our rights. It's flexing our rights. But look at society. We have these auditor checks, right? But crazy concept. Checks and balances. It's, I have to account for everything to the government, but the government doesn't have to account for anything? Well, make that make sense. It's like, no, you should be held to even more accountability than I am, motherfucker. It's like, fuck out of here. You think that I'm just, you just get a blank check to do whatever you want with our money? Fuck off. Well, and why do they do that? Because if we knew where our money is going, we would have a problem with it. We don't, it's... all these elected positions that, they should be volunteer. They used to be volunteer. The problem is we turned it into a profit, where people, went into these professions. They didn't used to be profession. It used to be people volunteered their time and effort and energy because they wanted what's best for their neighbors, their friends, their family. They just wanted what's best for people. And we got rid of that. And we said, you know what, fuck that. Let's put some money into the mix. And then what does money do? It gets rid of all of it. All the care. Where's the care? There isn't none. And what's funny is, if you don't support this bill, then you're anti this, and they play on your emotions. When if you actually read the fine print is where all the gold is. It's stuff. It's not what they're saying. It's what they don't say. It's oh, this bill supports this and helps these people, but it makes you richer and it makes your friends richer and these richer. How about we get rid of that and we just leave the part that helps the people? How about we do that? Oh no, oh that's right. You're not gonna pass this bill unless you get your pockets fatter too. Fuck off. Fuck all the way off. How about we just do things what's good for the people? But conflicts of interest. Oh, we're not supposed to. Don't ask any questions about who your friends are. Don't ask any questions about who you're giving the contracts to. Don't ask any questions about that. Just trust what I'm telling you. It's good for everyone. Motherfuckers. Yeah. How you guys doing today? Turn some music back on. I've still been listening to the playlist. It's just all the new music I've been adding. There's been quite a bit of new shit, and it's all fire.
Destined for greatness, that's what they say, but the road keeps dragging my soul away. Try my hands at 1,000 things, still don't know what tomorrow brings, but I won't lay this burden down till the fire in my chest shakes the ground. Every scar I wear is proof I tried. Every dream I lost is still alive. I'm fighting me, the heart is war. The man in the mirror says I'm built for more. I was born to rise, I was born to bleed, to carve my name where the angels read. If I fall tonight, before I'm through, I'll fall swinging till I break on through.
You know, I rearranged my room the other day, yesterday, and when I was rearranging it, this was under the rug. It was just peeking at me right then. You know, it was under the rug. You know, the things swept under the rug. But the message I was just getting with that song was, you know, your position. It's hidden secrets exposed. It's who we are. It's learning who we are. It's the energy of people that never wanted you to see who you are. You know, interesting. Sweep it under the rug. It's like the energy of people that could see who you are before you could. It's hoping that you didn't see it. But the thing's done in secret to try to get you not to see it. That's for somebody. Let's tap into the deck of Horus. Let's get a message from there. Versus me till eternity. I don't care if they talk shit. I don't talk to hypocrites. If you hate me, that's just fine. Go on down and get in line. They try to tell me what I need, and it sure ain't nothing good for me. Don't care what they say, it's all just talk. Gonna head my way and walk my walk. They try to bend me, but I won't break. I'll pay no mind to the noise they make. I keep my head, I'll hold my ground. Ain't no man gonna knock
more than enough. They try to bend me, but I won't break. I pay no mind to the noise they make. I keep my head, I hold my ground. Ain't no man gonna knock me down. They can swing, but I won't flinch. I was built for times like this. So talk your shit, but be aware. They can drag my name through the dirt. It won't stop me, I've been through worse. Every scar is a lesson learned, and every bridge was made to burn. They try to bend me, but I won't break. I pay no mind to the noise they make. I keep my head, I hold my ground. Ain't no man gonna knock me down. They can swing, but I won't flinch. I was built for times like this. So talk your shit, but be aware. I don't care. I've carried guilt that wore me thin. Paid my dues and borrowed skin. The preacher said, son, count the cost, but grace don't live where love gets lost. My hands still shake from what I've done, but mercy moves, it don't outrun. I beg for truth, I pray for peace, but face the change that grants relief. If the gates still close, I'll stand outside. No saints who lead, no place to hide. Your heaven don't wait for the broken kind. You take your turn when you fall behind. If the grace you seek won't.
You know, heaven doesn't wait. Heaven doesn't wait. So many things are just going through my mind right now. But it's heaven doesn't wait. But I keep being looking to the hidden sexual preference. But then it's like new patterns. But it's like the way I observe it. You know, the way I observe it, there's a special union between a man and a woman. But I also, I believe to each his own. As long as, whoever you love is what you love, right? I'm not going to judge you for that, but I judge people when they start forcing their thoughts, when they start forcing their beliefs onto other people. It's one thing about what's interesting is I was seeing this, I saw this video recently, and it was this pastor. And, it's a big controversy recently. It's, you see all these pastors that are coming out, as homosexual or whatever, right? I saw this one video, and it didn't sit right with me because it was a pastor, right? It'd be one thing if you're upfront and honest to the congregation when you got elected as the pastor, chosen as the pastor. It'd be one thing if you're upfront and honest about who you are. But this guy was coming up in front of his whole congregation, and he was the way he was presenting it was, he's like, I'm done pretending that I'm not a woman. It's hold on, you're a man, and you're getting a transgender, so you're becoming a woman. So you're done pretending that you're not a woman. Hold on, you're done pretending that you're not a woman. You were never a woman to begin with. You're pretending that you're not a man anymore. But it's like, where's the logic? But it's like the way that he spun it off, and it's like, it just everything about that sat wrong with me. Transgenderism, I'm against that, but it's society that makes us feel the discomfort with who we are. But there's things that it doesn't matter, There's things that, since we're talking about religion, people want to talk about Muhammad, right? But they want to condone Muhammad's marrying a 9-year-old with, times were different back then. 9-year-olds were more mature. It's, come again? Just because people lived longer back then doesn't mean that a 9-year-old girl back then was any more mature. But it's, those are the things that they want to bring Sharia law to a Christian nation. That fuckery I don't condone. That fuckery I will not stand for. It doesn't matter. It's the arranged marriages and everything. I condone that. Condemn that. Condone it. Condemn it. It's the people that condone it. What's interesting too, but who, the arranged marriages, and we're getting off topic. A lot of the problems we find ourselves with today is the same problems we found ourselves with back then. A big part of it is, you look at what was happening in Germany in the 1940s, and it wasn't hidden. There wasn't hidden stuff. It was blatant. It was in your face. And it's not so much I'm against that being up in the public in the face of for children and everything in general. I condemn that. And the stuff that, you look at what they were doing, the stuff that the literature they were passing through in their books for the children. And you look at some of the stuff that they're passing in the schools for the children these days. And it's like, what the fuck are wrong with you motherfuckers? It's, but it's conditioning. It's conditioning the kids. Yeah, education, yes, but at a certain level, at a certain age, when they're ready for that conversation. And it's not conditioning them into it. I have a huge problem with conditioning. How you are, should never be and pressed onto your children. It's puzzle time, but it's figuring themselves out. It's figuring themselves out. It's letting them figure out where the puzzle pieces fit. Now, but what are the puzzle pieces? Well, it's finding themselves, but it's, we give them, we find puzzle pieces in our life, right? We find where we made mistakes. We find it's not always a mistake. It's preference. It's what we prefer. And so obviously, it's funny because I look back and, I used to try to share my snacks with my son all the time. And I used to prefer it when he didn't prefer them because it meant more for me. And then he starts, eventually over time, he starts preferring it as his palate grew. You know what I mean? And so now the snacks that I used to overindulge in all myself, it's like, now I get to share them with my son. I get to share this experience with my son. But it's funny. But at first, I would force him to try it because don't tell me you didn't like it because I know you haven't tried it once. So you're going to try it once. And if you don't like it after that, hey, It's on you. You don't prefer it. That's cool. You know, but sometimes it's interesting. It's the things that we prefer personally. You know, it's my snacks. These are what I enjoy for myself. You know what I mean? So this is what I get for me. But you're my son, of course. Here, try some of this. Just give it a shot, right? Giving it a shot. Giving it a shot. But April showers. You know, April showers. April is like springing, birth. Giving it a shot. It's interesting. Giving it a shot. New patterns. Giving it a shot. You know what's interesting? Giving it a shot. It's you know, what I'm kind of getting is like spirituality, but it's in like it's coming as like a shot. But spirituality it's 120 proof. It's some pure grain alcohol. It's not no watered down, you know, it's not your liquor store moonshine. This is that hillbilly fucking burn your throat because it's the truth. And it hits you on a soul level. You feel that going down. Oh, you feel it. You feel it. But the shot of truth. You know, but it's the new patterns that we form. But it's interesting. But it's the palate. It's the things that we acquire a taste for. You know what's interesting? It's the way that we learn. It's the way that we learn that things can go a lot more smoothly when we release control. You know, but it's when we finally wake up to, I don't gotta do too much. I just have to do with what's being asked of me. I just have to stay in alignment. You know, it's not so much the effort that we put in. It's the impact of the effort that we put in. So some people go. Don't stop. And then you can see someone that they'll go. But then it's also, I'm kicking back. I'm relaxing. I'm throwing my feet up. I'm staying aligned because that's what I'm called to do. That's what we're all called to do. It's inspired action, but it's divinely guided action. You'll see you get farther. You know, when you you know, but it's like, okay, we can put so much effort in, right? But all this effort that we're taking the long route all the way around. Where, you know, the Most High's route's more direct. So it doesn't always seem that way. It seems like you're going all the way around. But that's what our route is. You know, the Most High's route, it's more direct. You know, but it'll be go up a steep hill, and then you're gonna rest, and then you might coast down it. You never know. But it's more direct. You know, direct. But what we're also getting is director, like airplanes, how they would, you know, go this way, go that way. But it's the way that the Most High guides us. Oh, interesting, the way the Most High guides us, even on cloudy forecasted days. You know, when they can't see the lines in front of them, they're reliant on the director with the flashlights and the thing so they can actually see. But it's interesting, the light, it's following the light. You know, sometimes we lose sight of the lines. We sometimes won't even know if I'm still in the line. But my guidance tells me I am. Guidance systems. You know, but our guidance systems, you know, but upgrading routes, you know what I mean? It's, you know, it's a mistake to go on our new journeys with the outdated GPS. Because, you know, when we start forming the new thought patterns, you know what I mean? If we don't update our GPS, the detours and routes that we could have been aware of, we don't, and they end up, it's not stopping us but slowing us down, and we got to backtrack. So it's questioning the tools that we used before. It's running our diagnosis and seeing if the programming is outdated for the new me, for the new timeline, for the new person that I am, the new thought patterns, the new person that I am. But it's constantly. Well, but that's what meditation is. Think about meditation as it's running an antivirus. It's updating the system. But who are you getting it from? Well, where else would you want to get it from? Nowhere. You shouldn't. You think that you're just gonna type in some numbers yourself? Well, you can. You might not end up where you prefer. You might not end up where you think you're going to. But that's interesting. It's our thoughts. It's where we think we're supposed to be, where we think that we're going. Do you set plans? Do you have like a 5-year plan? How does your 5-year plan look now? Is it the same plan? Have you thrown it all the way out? Have you started a new one? How far did you make it down this one? How far did you make it down the last one? But constantly evolving, constantly changing. And sometimes we don't throw the plans out because we give up on them. Sometimes it doesn't align with me. Sometimes I got a greater plan. I got a better one. This one's going to be so much greater. It's like that old one. Well, I don't even remember what that old one was. It was irrelevant. But it's the way that we get. It's consumption in the here and the present. But it's also consumption with. Consumed with. Oh, it's integration. It's integrating. It's learning how to integrate. Learning how to integrate. It's not a fun process. It's a very tedious process. But it's interesting. It's a big mistake, but it's integrating back in. How do we integrate back in? How do we integrate? Well, the proper way to integrate is slowly, so that we can evaluate everything as it's happening, kind of. Slow integrations. Well, it's interesting too. It's, how do you propose these new thought patterns and ideas and everything to those around us without seeming crazy? Because to most of them, it's going to seem crazy. So far-fetched. They're going to like, oh, that's a mistake to even go down that road. Well, it's, oh, ye of little faith. Oh, ye that have not seen what I've seen. You don't have the mind that I have. You don't have the communications I have with but that's the thing. Our communication with the Most High is our communication with the Most High. Our visions are our visions. But they're not anyone else's. They shouldn't be anyone else's. Sometimes ours align with other people's, but they're still ours. But it's getting consumed with other people's visions, other people's plans. But that's interesting too. But it's being able to see when you align with other people's, when your paths can align. But then it's also being able to see where, these are never going to merge in properly. Not going to merge in properly, but it's divine guidance. Interesting, but it's seeking advice on how or if the past can be integrated into the new. Sometimes it's the how. Sometimes it's, I really care about this. I really enjoyed this. I really want to bring this. But is it a mistake to even attempt to? Is it a waste of my energy trying to bring something that can't come with me? Then what can't come with you? It's anything that doesn't serve you any longer. It's anything that doesn't serve your greatest timeline. A lot of it's the thought patterns, though. But unfortunately, but the thought patterns, we meet people where we're at. And so we meet people where we're at the time. But if we choose to evolve, if we choose to grow, and they stay stagnant, you can help them catch up a little bit, but after so long, you got a lot to catch up. I tried to help you back when the gap wasn't that big, but now the gap is you see that I don't even see you anymore. I'm looking back, where you at? It doesn't mean that we stop caring about those people. It doesn't mean that we stop caring about those things. We just have to care from the distance that is visible to us. But it's, lying to ourselves that the distance isn't there. It's lying to ourselves, and, it's thinking that we're still aligned with people that we know we're not really. And not to say that they're necessarily bad people, they just don't make the best choices for themselves. And I can't force you to make new patterns. I can't force you to make better choices. But it's interesting too, but that's coming from my perspective. I don't know all the ins and outs, but it's not my job to either. It's my job to know myself. It's my job to make the choices that are best for me. That's my job, and that's your job as well. It's our job to play investigator. It's our job to play whatever the fuck it is that we need to play. A lot of times we're just playing ourselves. That's a huge mistake. That's for somebody.
But not up close. 'Cause face to face they never boast. I don't start what I can't finish. I don't bend and I won't diminish. If they want it, they can get it. Cross that line and they'll regret it. I've been tested, I've been tried. Walked through hell and stayed alive. Lightning hits when I step out. Thunder cracks, I stand my ground. Talk your shit and have your doubts. I'm the storm they warn about. Push your luck and see how that turns out. But I suggest you keep my name out of your mouth. I stay steady, keep my stride. Ain't got nothing left to hide. If they wanna test my name, they can step into my lane. I've been tested, I've been tried. Walked through hell and stayed alive. Lightning hits when I step out. Thunder cracks, I stand my ground. Talk your shit and have your doubts. I'm the storm they warn about. Push your luck and see how that turns out. But I suggest you keep my name out of your mouth. Out of your mouth. frozen cold, prison pain. Hope found a track on the freedom train. Still riding on the freedom train. Freedom train, rolling on. Carry the weak, carry the strong. Every mile, breaking chains. Still riding on the freedom train. Still riding on the freedom train. Freedom. Bus rides burn, marches cry. Summer to Montgomery, side by side. Voices rose through the fear and flame. Dreams rode fast on the freedom train. Still riding on the freedom train.
You know, still riding on the freedom train. You know, server, June, quantum jumping. You know, but June, heat. It's serving the heat. It's serving our passions. Still riding on the freedom train. It's being passionate. It's passionate about your freedom, but it's forming new thought patterns. It's being passionate about finding the ways that our mindsets are betraying ourselves. And it's not just, it's the energy of getting really good at locating what no longer serves us. And not just locating it, but hunting it down and exterminating it. You know, but what happens when we do that? You know, we leave it in the past. You know, old versions of us. You know, we leave it in the past and we move on. Leaving it in the past and moving on. Interesting, but it's so you're showing people how to just leave things in the past. If you want a quantum jump, you can't take the past with you. And then what's the past? It's the sorrow, it's the misery, it's what they did to me, but that's what they wanted you to be. They wanted you to just, you know, but it's the anger and the resentment and the hate. They're almost mad that you don't have for them. Which is fucked up. But it's like, why aren't you mad? You're supposed to be mad. Be mad. It's like, oh, my bad. Oh, I'm so mad right now. It's like pretending. No, but it's because that energy's not there. I don't have the energy for that because I've transferred it somewhere else. Because energy doesn't go away. It just gets transferred. But it's so when you don't give that energy to the negative, where else can it go but the positive? You know, but it's interesting. It's being able to see all the places that we send the energy to that's negative. It's the way that we're able to see everywhere that we send the energy that we shouldn't be. But once we're aware of it, it's like, oh, cutting that off. Let's just redirect it all over here. Redirection. You know, redirection. You know, a lot of times look at rejection as a bad thing. But what if rejection is protection? What if you didn't get what we thought? You know, I didn't get that job that I really wanted. I didn't get that place, that relationship. I didn't get that thing that I thought I wanted. You know, or maybe I'm still thinking that I want it. But it's when we hold on to that, it's when we hold on to that small door that's closing in front of us that we don't see the bigger one right behind us that opened up. But it's when we're too focused on the past. We're too focused on the door that's closing, not the massive garage door that just opened up behind me. You know, with all the blessings. They can't even contain the blessings in it. As soon as we open that door up, it all comes crashing out. Interesting. It all comes crashing out. It's like you doing good is they really don't like that. But it's like they're crashing out. It's crashing out because they can't get you to stop forming new thought patterns. It's crashing out because they can't get you to put an attachment on yourself, which is a chain, a bond, anger, resentment, hate, any of those. They would have settled for any of those. You can pick any of them. Any one of these chains. Here's this one. This one's a little rusty. This one's brand new. But a chain is a chain is a chain is a chain. It's the wolf that we're feeding. It's learning the wolf that we feed. And well, it's the negative, the positive. Which wolf survives? It's the one that we feed. Are we feeding into the negative or are we feeding into the positive? Which way are we going? It's up to us. It's always up to us. But that's what a lot of people don't want to take accountability for that. They don't want to take accountability that I fed this wolf, I got pulled this way, oh damn, here I am in this pit. Oh, woe is me, it's always happening to me. Ooh, they made me feed this wolf with my choices, my decisions, my thoughts. They made me. No one made you do shit. In the storm, in the heat of the chaos, are you still going to be a good person? Or are you going to let it get to you? Are you going to let your circumstances get to you? Or are you going to lower yourself? Lower yourself to their level. We all have choices. We all have choices.
No fear. You love me back to life. I'm still here. Here.
Mama said don't talk to snakes, but hell they speak so sweet. Said don't dance with what tempts you, but baby look at my feet. Everything I ever wore fit better than my Sunday dress. God forgives, but not for free, and I don't pay unless the devil made me do it, but I liked it. Did it twice just to be sure I spiced it. You call it wrong, I call it right.
You know,
I ain't changing alibi.
It's that the devil made me do it. They made me do it. It's lack of accountability. You know, but it's I did it twice and I liked it. You know, but it's giving into the wants of the flesh. It's the energy of it's no longer betraying ourselves. It's no longer betraying ourselves by giving into the wants of the flesh, because it's mind over matter. You know, it's our thoughts that change the way that we speak, and then the way that we speak change the way that we move. But you have to change the way, you have to change your programming. You have to change the way you think about things. You know, it's the way that we think about things. It's the way that we're aware of the things that we need to get rid of. And so we'll try with this new programming, with this new alignment, and these new set of eyes, that now I'm aware of what I need to get rid of. So now I'm going to try to. But it's the habits, it's the things, the indulgences, it's the things of the flesh that we just, it seems like we can't get away from. Even though we want to and try to. But sometimes it takes multiple attempts. You know, but it's interesting. But it's intention. And even though I may not complete it this time, I might have to do it again until I finally do it. I'm not going to refuse to stop trying. And it's interesting. It's the ways that we betray ourselves by refusing to stop trying. It's the ways that we betray ourselves by stopping fighting. It's the way that we betray ourselves just by, you know, it's when you're trying to change and you're trying to better your life, it's not fun because you're giving up the wants of the flesh, and then you got the people around you that used to indulge in the same stuff. And so then it's like, of course, it's in their best interest to have you resort back to the old you. Resorting back to the old you. The ways that, you know, that had us stuck. You know, but it's temptations. We're always going to have temptations. You know, what's interesting too is tempting. It's really tempting, you know, to see your highest potential. You know, it's the understanding of, I'm not being asked to get rid of this for no reason. It's, I can see how this isn't really serving me. And so it is tempting, you know, because why? Because we're able to see past the veil of deceit, which, you know, the devil puts over there, and it's like, oh, you're not gonna be able to do it. You're not gonna be able to break this attachment. You're not gonna be able to break this bond. Nothing good is gonna happen out of this. So you might as well just indulge. You know, but it's wanting you to just to keep coasting on with the way things have been. But when I can see, when it's visible to me, the ways that got me stuck, I'm accountable for it. Because either I saw it and I betrayed myself and I chose to ignore it, or I saw it and I chose to take action. And I finally did it this time. You know, finally did it this time. You know, it's possible for you to be flooded with the overwhelming sense of, I did it right this time. And what does that mean? It's you learned the lessons, you know, and you learned the lessons and you learn to apply them. But then it's the way that we know that we make the right choices. Even when everyone around us makes us feel like we're doing it in vain. We know we're not doing it in vain. But it's not betraying ourselves. It's not betraying our morals. It's not betraying our standards. It's not betraying... It's learning to stop betraying ourselves in all aspects. You know, a powerful destroyer can be a powerful creator when they choose to be. But it's choices. It's thoughts. It's energy. Energy is our true currency.
I don't pray for the easy, I don't run from the fight, brave or strong. So I come out battle tested by night. I've seen fair weather men crumble when the winds grew wild. The storms raised me stronger than I was as a child. Give me black skies, give me rivers that rise. I'll stand unbroken, fire burning in my eyes. I don't my way through the wreckage, I'll answer the call. Some men fear dying, some men fear pain, but I fear life without storms in my veins. So lay me in the tempest when my day is done. Let the thunder roll proud, let the cold rain run. On my stone write these words that carry me through. I pray for storm.
You know, letting the words in the storm carry you through. It's learning the power of your tongue. You know, toxic behavior. You know, but it's the way that we used to speak death upon ourselves. But it's letting the words that we speak carry us through the storm. It's the words that we speak. It's I am loved. I am cared for. Everything works out for my greatest good. It's not just the reciting of the words, but it's the standing and the knowing. But it's the things that we give up, the wants of the flesh that we used to enjoy, that used to bring us fulfillment on a flesh level. But it's we replace that with something on a soul level, with soul nourishment. And once you do that, once you make that switch over, you can't go back. You go back to what? It's eat, and still feel unfulfilled? Still feel like you've never had a real meal? No. Once you get a taste of true, it's soul food. True soul food. It's nothing compares. Nothing can, nothing will. Nothing can replace it. It's interesting too, but it's the burning passion for it's knowing. It's knowing how we used to. It's learning how we used to think that we were feeding our soul, but we were only feeding our flesh. You know, and once you start actually feeding your soul, there is no going back. There's no fulfillment back there. Why would I go back there? Going back there is only a betrayal to myself. And I don't fucking do that. We don't do that shit over here. We're over here quantum jumping and shit. We don't chain ourselves to the past. We're all about growth. That's for somebody.
Mercy cuts deeper than every judgment I used to preach. A stranger laid hands on my failures, said, brother, let the blindness fall. And when those scales dropped down like ash, I heard my father call. Yeah, the fire inside got quieter, and the truth got louder instead. I walked in a dead man's footsteps, but rose up someone else instead. On the road to Damascus, my mask got cracked. Heaven spoke once and my whole world snapped. I fell to the dust where my old heart lacked. Yeah, the truth broke me open. This is my broken. The veil hit the ground like shattered glass. Grace rolled me where my old one passed. You can run for.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but I don't know who. I'm assuming someone else needs to cancel their subscriptions to something. It's the reoccurring things that we have signed up that just keep pulling out. Because I had the intentions of stopping my subscription to Scentbird. Because I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I still got 5 fucking things right there. And then I have a brand new package I haven't even opened yet. You know, but that's interesting too. It's, you know, why do I have so much? Well, it's a great way to try out new colognes, right? But it makes no sense just to get one, because for the price of one, well, for a couple more bucks, I could get the second one. And so I just buy 2 for 1. And so, you know, 6 months worth of ordering it could be good for the whole year. You know, I've given away a bunch of them. And, you know, There's very few that I've actually used the whole bottle on. A lot, you know, a bunch of them I've just given away. You guys want to see what scents they are? I guess I'll tell you. I'll let you guys see what I wear. So I like I go with a lot of like more earthy tones. Oh, this was a good one. Heretic Sandalwood by Dita Von Teese. Can you even see that? No. You can see it down there. So that one's Sandalwood. This is a good one. I really like this one. What was this one? Oh, this is a good one too. Givenchy Gentleman's Society. That's a good one. What's this one? Burberry London for Men. So this brand I really like. It's Confessions of a Rebel. This one is called Better Than Your Ex. It may be better than your ex, but it's not their best one. My favorite of theirs is Get a Room. And then they make another one that I tried that I liked. What was it called? It was Get a Room and Turn the Lights Off or something like that. They just have some really funny, catchy like names, which is kind of what got me into the company. I'm glad I tried it. I was interested in one too. Skylar Nude Skin. I don't know what nude skin is supposed to smell like, so I can't really compare it. I don't know. See, where's So I didn't even select these ones out. So it's I'm hoping that they did me justice. Just going off of what I typically order. I'm hoping that's how they based it, because I have no idea what these are. Hopefully they didn't send me another. What was that one I gave away? They sent me a strawberry cheesecake. And it's like, first off, it's a perfume. All I order is cologne. So I'm assuming it was a mistake. But I have a gripe with the company because I gave a 1-star review on that, and I told them why, and I sent them an email, and not once did they reach out and try to make it correct to me. So on one hand, I could have been upset with that. It's like, I paid for it. I could have gave that energy to the negative, and, you know, I was upset, but what did I choose to do? Well, I don't know. I gave it to this chick at work. I turned it from a negative into a positive. Well, now I have this extra one, a strawberry shortcake that I'm never going to wear. So here, I gave it to someone. And so it all worked out in a sense, but it's like, it's always nice to get what you pay for. And I have no idea what these ones are. It's a blue one. Oh, Dolce & Gabbana Intenso. It's an intense color. Most of them are clear. Not many of them actually have coloring to them. That's not bad. What's this one? Foreshadow. Curatrix. Are these all? Oh, interesting. So this one's actually made in the U.S. What's this one? This one's not bad. It's not too intense. Maybe it's the wrong word for it. It's not bad though. What are you going off about? I'm talking about cologne. You're talking about humbling the humbling? What? Are you having a conversation with yourself?
Oh man, but you cannot run back when the light finds your shadows. It starts a broken act. Oh, I was strong with a storm in my stride. Till the light of the Lord cut me open wide. Now the man that I was, he never came back. Only Paul walked out of that broken act. On the road to Damascus, my mask got cracked. Heaven spoke once and my whole world snapped. I rose from the dust with the old fire black, 'cause the truth breaks a soul before it brings one back.
See, this thing, I kind of want to use it just because it'll help make the sound a little clearer. But damn, this thing gets in the way all the time, especially when I'm reading. If I have it too low, I've hit my head on it endless times, then I hit my hand on it. I like it, but I don't. And I don't feel like wearing the mics.
I was broken in the moment, but reborn when I opened my eyes.
You know what's interesting too about that? So the lady at work that I gave the strawberry one to, what was it? Oh, so I think one day I had just gotten my order in, and I brought it into work, and so I think she smelt it in the air, and she liked it, and then I think, oh wait, how did it go? Oh, one day I think I walked by and she smelt it, and I gave her my wrist to smell it on, and then when I gave her the actual bottle, a couple days later or something, to show her it, she thought that it smelled different, which is interesting too. Well, I mean, it makes perfect sense because, one thing, it's our pheromones. You know what I mean? It's the way that our natural pheromones interact with the cologne that makes it unique to us. So you could take 100 people, and 100 people wear the same scent, and it's going to smell slightly different on all 100 people, because as their pheromones, interact and fuse with the cologne, it gives it to what it is. And we're all unique. It's interesting too, though. Oh, some people will use a lot more of it. Other people will be more conservative with it. Some people will apply it multiple times a day. What's interesting too is rituals. Those are like rituals. What's interesting too? That freaking interesting. Diddy. If I remember right, I think it was Diddy that had the barber that he had him on retainer. He went with him everywhere. I think it was it Diddy or Jay-Z? Oh, well, interesting. I was going to say they're both butt buddies. But, they had a barber on retainment. It was like every hour or something, they were getting touched up. Your hair, I don't care who the fuck you are, your hair does not grow that much where every hour or whatever, you need a barber touching it up. Come on now. Come on. But I don't know, on one hand, it's kind of like, I don't know, if you have the money to do it, then whatever. I mean, that dude's making a lot of money, but then it's like, for what though? For what? I guess if you're your own worst critic, it could be a person, it would be that, right? It's worrying about your image that much. You're going to be that consumed with your image that you're going to, well, imagine if all that money that you spent keeping the barber on retainer, imagine the good that you could do with that money. You could do a lot. You could do a lot. What's interesting too is, money doesn't fix all problems. Money doesn't fix the root of the problem, which is a lot of it is in people's hearts. But what's in people's hearts? You look at companies like Arizona Iced Tea, and they asked him why after everything that the country's going through and the prices of everything have gone up, why are his cans of Arizona Iced Tea, why are they still 99 cents? Why hasn't he raised it? And hear what this man says. This man says, we own our company. We never sold out. We own our company. And we make money. It's they're not trying to make a killing, but they don't want to raise the prices on everyone else either. And so it's like respect to that man. Respect to that decision that they've made. Respect to companies that actually care about their employees. And it's very visible, the ones that do. And they get you a little barbecue once a year. They get you a little barbecue and a little celebration and congratulations on all the hard work you did for us. It's no. How about some insurance that doesn't rape me every year? How about insurance that doesn't go up? It's deductibles and everything is just outrageous. But then you get companies that actually care about you and have good insurance and plans and everything else, and those are very few. Those are very rare. It's that running joke how if you passed away today, you could find an advertisement for your job and your obituary in the same paper. A lot of times we know that in some sense, we're irreplaceable because we know the effort that we put in. But okay, you could get someone to fill our shoes tomorrow, but they might be able to fit in them, but they're just standing there. They can't walk in those shoes. The shoes that we fill without being compensated for it, the work that we put in, the energy that we invest into companies that don't care about us. Companies that offer you, a piece of the company, part of the profits. Companies that give you your bonus is, it's a fraction of what the company makes, how well the company does. It should be a reflection. If I'm an employee for you and this company does very well, it should reflect on my paycheck. Not just the owners. It should reflect on everyone's. That's what a good owner will do. But good owners, what good owners do we have? All these good small companies, they get engulfed by fucking those cocksuckers BlackRock. They engulf every small company that starts getting big and starts doing a good thing. They come in with a great deal. We're gonna amp it up. We're gonna do greater, bigger things. And what do they end up doing? As soon as they engulf the smaller company, a lot of these smaller companies get popular because they are all natural. Well, BlackRock doesn't want that, so they jump right on consuming you. They're going to consume you right up, and what's the first thing they do? They start, one, they jacking up the price. Two, they start replacing all the natural ways, and then they start replacing with the man-made. That's what they do, because they don't want natural things out there for the public, and especially not at a good price. Oh, fuck no, we can't have that. We got to sell them poison, and it has to be outrageously priced so we can benefit off of it. And then they get sick. And guess what? We own these companies that get them better from our poison too. Oh man, it's such a great system. We make money over here and money over there and money over there. And oh man, it's such a wonderful system for us that people don't even know. That people are fools. Ah. It's... Now, we're supposed to be a Christian nation. We're supposed to be a Christian nation. Yet a lot of the things that we accept, a lot of the laws that we pass, they're not very Christian-like of us. A lot of the companies, they're not very Christian companies. Usury was illegal in every Christian nation. Making profit off of lending people money. Illegal in Christian nations. But it's okay. This special group of people, they have no problem with that. They have no problem
with getting rid of their morals. What are morals? They never had them to begin with. So they have no problem playing that role. None. But let's not talk about them. Let's not show what they're doing. Let's not do that because we don't speak about them. They're chosen. They've been willed by God to rob us blind and mislead us and deceive us. But shh, don't spread the truth. Shh, shh. We don't talk about them. We don't do that.
Fuck out of here. Anti-Semitic. Fucking suck my unvaxxed dick. With the fucking...
What do I want to do? I don't know what I want to do. It's already midnight? Oh, midnight. Noon. It's already noon. Oh, shit. What did I just do? The fuck did I get restricted for now? Hey, what's up, Tabitha? What did I catch a restriction for? No, talking about my favorite group of people, probably. Because we can't talk about them. And they're on every site censoring them. Because, oh no. You know, what type of good people have to spend so much money on campaigns to suppress the truth? What type of people? How can you honestly use whatever brain cells you have and put those all together and use some common sense? Does a truth take a whole lot of resources to defend? The truth doesn't need shit to defend it. The truth stands by itself. Lies, deceit, those takes a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of money. It takes a lot. It's absurd. It's absurd. One broom to sweep it all away.
Got my boots by the bunk and the light that flickers. Coffee gone cold and the rope burn thicker. Deckhand sweat, we don't punch no car. Just tying tight, get the tow line hard. Slipping through fall with the barges stacking. Ain't no glory stealing action. Sleeping shifts, eat fast, ride slow. Don't speak just right, let the smoke roll slow. You don't know who you are till the fire gets close. Outlaw soul, let the cold wind move. Blacked out heart with a bloodstained truth. We don't talk, we feel, we wear, we choose. You don't prove unless you got something to lose. I don't judge no man, I just clock his stride. Seen saints turn snake when the well run dry. Don't care about your car or the tags on your feet. I care how you act when the pressure gets deep. Preachers push dope while the dealers find God. I've seen killers break down when the time hits hard. Don't claim you solid, stand tall when it hits. When the cuffs go tight and your name's on the list. Talk slow, move wise, keep that heat in the dark. Where I'm from, it's your code, not your face that marks. You ride for your blood, you bleed for your name. Then walk through the fire and come back the same. Don't speak just right, let the smoke roll slow. You don't know who you are till the fire gets close. Outlaw soul, let the cold wind move. Blacked out heart with a bloodstained truth. We don't talk, we feel, we weigh, we choose. You don't prove real unless you got something to lose. I was raised where the roads crack and break your back. Where the law runs shady and the church deals backs. Where a man might pray with a gun on his thigh and a good girl sin just to get by. It's blood in the soil, it's rules in the cell. It's 100 fake hugs for one that's real. You don't floss down here, we measure your truth by how you hold firm when it's you or the noose. It's the dirt on your boots, not the gold on your neck. It's the silence you keep when they come for respect. No need to talk tough, we can tell by your soul. Outlaws don't bark, we just dig the hole. Don't speak just right, let the smoke
but
roll
it's
slow.
the dirt on our boots. The dirt on our boots. You know what I'm getting? I'm getting, a foot with a shackle on it. Triggering. They're triggered that. Oh, it's interesting. They're triggered that they're stuck with the same things that they wish that you would be. They're jealous of your ability to move freely. Oh, it's interesting too, but it's like it's given that like maybe you had the same attachments that they did, but look how far you're able to get in the sense of like it would seem like, well, your chain is so much longer. You're going so much farther. It's like they're chained and they can only go in this radius, but then with your chain you can go on such a wider radius. As you're still kind of chained, but you're not restricted. But it's pulling. It's interesting. When we're giving into the third party, it's giving into the third party. It's drawing us into it, tighter to it, which was restricting restricting the length of the chain. But when we stop giving into it, we're pulling away from it. And when we're pulling away from it, what are we doing? It's kind of like a tug of war, but what wolf survives? It's the one that we feed. It's giving into it, it gets tighter and tighter and tighter. But when we start, when we start giving into our highest timeline, to our highest good, it's freeing. It's we can actually move around now. We don't feel it as tight. Now it's interesting too, but it's still around our neck. It's still around our neck until we remove it. But when is that? But it's It's what wolf do we feed? What wolf survives is the one that we feed. You know, when we learn, interesting, it's the way that we learn to feed the proper wolf. More and more and more, to the point where it does get big enough for us to, for us to slip out of it. But slipping out of it, but what I'm getting at that is kind of quantum jumping. It's leaving this timeline. It's leaving this timeline with everything that doesn't serve me. Leaving this timeline with everything that doesn't serve me. You know, but it's, you know, but it's like by exposing yourself, you're exposing them. But it's not intentional either. It's just by standing in your truth. Standing in your truth, well, it's triggering because they don't like your truth. Your truth is undeniable.
I live my life like a match in the wind. Thought I could outrun the judgment within. Carried secrets like oil on my skin.
Trying to outrun. You know, you're trying to outrun the tax on your character, but trying to outrun it. It's they were only prepared for a sprint. They were only prepared for a short run. They weren't prepared for a marathon. Is what it's giving. You know, your character. It doesn't matter if it's a sprint. It doesn't matter if it's a relay. It doesn't matter if it's a marathon. Your character is your character is your character. And their character is their character is their character. Reaching out, pretending to feel bad for the attacks on your character. But why? It's given that it's being seen for what it was. It was out of a place of jealousy. You know, pretending to feel bad. It's you know, but it's, why are you who you say you are? Why can't you just lie about who you are like everyone else? Why do you have to be true? Why do you have to speak the truth? Why can't you just lie? Don't you have an ego that you want to fluff? Don't you have an ego? Don't you care about what other people think about you? Why are you so honest? Why are you so true? But it's the freedom that's found. It's the freedom that's only found through the truth. True to yourself. You know, but the funny thing about that is, how could you expect to be true to others if you can't even be true to yourself? How can you be true to others if you're not true to yourself? It's like people are seeing them for as they truly are. It's people are able to see that. They're like, do you even believe the lies that you're saying? Do you hear how unbelievable that is? Like just pause, take a second, and let me read back to you the words that you're saying. Now, does this make any sense to you? It's the conclusions that are found. The conclusions that are found. You're divine. You're acting in your divinity. Glowing the fuck up. the truths that we find, the truths that are undeniable. But it's attacks on your character. But it's like, but it's your light. It's your light. Trying to get your light to dim. It's just trying to get other people to see you from a certain way.
First class, we drive big trucks, still showing up when the world gets rough. We built this town with our two hands, blood in the dirt, sweat in the sand. They make the rules, we make it stand. Yeah, there's a land runs on the working man. Don't need your pity, don't need your crown. We're the folks that keeps this spinning round. One more day, we'll take that stand. You can't buy soul from the working man. We built this town with our two hands, blood in the dirt, sweat in the sand. They make the rules, we make it stand. Yeah, there's a land runs on the working man. We built this town with our two hands, blood in the dirt, sweat in the sand. They make the rules, we make it stand. Yeah, there's a land runs on the working man.
It's, oh man. It's, why won't you just live down to their words about you? Why won't you just live down to their expectations about you? Why won't you just live down to whatever it is they say about you? Why won't you just dim yourself to be what they say about you? The funny part about that is, for you to be what they say you are, you would really have to lower yourself. You would have to go out of your way and put a lot of thought, a lot of effort into being a shitty person. Because by nature, you're a good person. By nature, your character is firm. Your character is strong. Your character is true. Your character is honorable. I built this city with my two hands. It's the choices we make in the hard times. It's the choices where our character did not waver. It's the times when it would have been a lot easier for us to just not care about our actions, our words, or the effect they might cause. All it would take is for us to put ourselves first at the cost of someone else. But that would be going against our character. That would be going against who we are at the core. Who we are at the core. But it's the rituals, who we are at the core. Good by nature. We don't have to be taught how to be a good person. By nature, I am a good person. By nature, I'm trying to help others when I see them suffering. By nature. And how are you going to try to make me seem like a horrible person? Yeah, but it's just, do you even believe the lies that you're spreading? Do they even believe the lies that they're spreading? You know what I'm getting though? It's chakras, but I'm getting crown. Wearing your crown. You know, but what happens when you're wearing your crown? You know, the connection you have with the Most High. Humiliate you? They're gonna humiliate you? Your character? Your connection with the Most High? Good fucking luck. The betrayals, though, it's they're only betraying themselves, you know, because your character can withstand any storm, every storm. It will, it has, and it will. You know, if people could only see, if people only knew, you know, Father, forgive them for they know what they do. It's your jealousy, your anger, your hate, your bonds, your enslavement, your imprisonment, self-imposed, stopping you from receiving your own gifts, stopping you from tapping into your own knowledge, wearing your own crown, sitting on your own throne. It's a lot easier just to be jealous of someone else's, to want to take someone else's, because, you know, it's funny, but it's the way that we will bring our tainting to whatever throne we sit on. We could take someone else's throne, but guess what? If we're corrupt, what are we going to do? You think it's going to thrive with us sitting on the throne? You think it's going to benefit? Fuck no. Sometimes it's going to drastically and quickly get worse. Other times it'll be a slow downgrade. But it's the things that the grass isn't greener the grass is greener where you water it. Every step I take is watered. So the grass, wherever I find myself, wherever I stay, the grass is always going to be green. Because the grass is always watered where I go. I don't need someone to water it for me. I water my own fucking grass. Interesting too, but it's I taught them about, you know, watering times, and I showed them this system, and I gave them this, and I gave them. It's the people that want to put themselves, you know, it's like where would you be without me? It's, well, exactly where I am. You know what I mean? It's, sometimes we don't need others' help. We want it. Sometimes we want other people to help us so that we can share things with them. You know, but it's the people that we bring along that we want to share with them that sometimes we have to question who we're bringing, who we're giving an invite to. You know, the spiritual journey, it's not a +1 event. It's your journey with the Most High. It's an individual journey.
He's calling out, I'm calling slow. He's falling down, but I still go.
Please hold my days, don't let them run. They're heavy now, one by one. If I lose my strength, hold me still till my heart learns what is will. Hold my days, keep me near through the way, through the fear. If I break before I pray, stay with me, hold my days, hold my days, hold my days, hold my days.
Stuck with you to the end of days. You know, it's the people. It's the people around us that always want to bring up the past. That always want to bring. Maybe sometimes there is truth in the words that they speak. Sometimes the person that they're describing, sometimes the person that they're talking about, at one point, that was me. At one point. Not this point. That point doesn't fucking exist any longer. That point only exists in the past. But it's trying to get us attached to the past. You know, we're all accountable. We are all accountable to the past. You know, we don't have to be proud. A lot of times we're not proud with everything in our past, but we are accountable to it. You know, but it's refusing to let things end you. But at the same time, it's gathering up everything in the past. It's gathering it all up. You get it all up. You drop it down, and you seal that motherfucker, and you leave it there. Moving on. Yeah, I'll go back. Yeah. But guess what? Not any longer. I'm not chained by that any longer. I'm not bound by it. I don't have to be proud of it, but I don't have to do it again. I don't have to choose to do it again. I don't have to choose to be that person again. I choose not to. I choose not to. That's for somebody. And I'm hungry. I'm going to choose to go break my fast. So I'm going to do that. But thanks for tapping in. Thanks for all your likes, your shares, your comments, your gifts. Thank you for the exchange of energy. And until next time.